All right, little brother, you did an amazing job today. I'm gonna try and send a different picture of this. This might be in reverse, but this is what we did. What I'd like you to do is to draw out a circle of fifths. It's the basic representation of how sharps and flats are derived in a visual representation. When you go clockwise, like a clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go this way, you add sharps, as you know. In the key of G, there is one sharp. In the key of C, there are no sharps and no flats. So that's kind of your noon. So at 1 o'clock, we got G. That has one sharp. That sharp is F sharp, as you know. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. The first tone in a major chord is called the tonic, or the root. What we do is we tend to call it the tonic or the subtonic if it's close to it. So the second note in a scale degree is the subtonic. It's not the tonic. So in the key of C, C is the tonic. C to D is the subtonic. In between C and D, as you know, you could have a C sharp, or you could call it a D flat, depending on what we're talking about, okay? So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then resolutes to G. That G to F sharp movement basically has a fall off tone which wants to resolve right into it. Just the same way as in D, you've got a C sharp diminish. So in D, you've got a D, E minor, F minor. I'm sorry, F sharp minor. There are two sharps in the key of D. D, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished, and then D. So that last tone is always kind of a half step away in a major. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. So no matter where you go, if you're able to do triads and pull them out of thin air in your brain by using the circle of fifths, which you're going to draw, you would be able to see that there are relative chords to what you're playing in. And as I said, almost all chords fit into kind of like a first, fourth, fifth, or a first, or a 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 1 kind of groove in all music. So what we do is we move these from major to minor by playing our G major, moving our G major to our second fingering position, and then dropping down other fingers for the minor. And since you know the third scale degree changes the chord from a major to a minor, you just got to figure out what fingers stay and what fingers move. At this point, you should be able to see this A major as having an A minor by moving the C sharp to a C by flattening that C sharp to a C. If you could go A, skip B, C sharp, E, you have your major triad, A, C sharp, and D. If you know you flatten your third scale degree from a C sharp to a C, you now have a minor, A, C, E, which is a minor chord. You could do that with every chord. B major, B minor, C major, C minor, D major, D minor, E major, E minor, F major, F minor, F sharp major, F sharp minor. No matter where you go, you could use these same patterns everywhere. So why it's important to know C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C. You could also go C sharp major, D sharp minor, E sharp minor, F sharp major, G sharp major, A sharp minor, B sharp diminished, C sharp. And I know that sounds crazy, but we were talking about C sharp, where it would be crazy and ludicrous for me to say C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C flat, C. And I know that that might be a little over the head, but these ideas will make more sense when you look at your triads. And if you know how to spell out your 1, 3, and 5 for every chord, the sky is the limit. So, work on your G major to your G minor, work on your A major to your A minor. You only have 7 chords. Work on your F major to your F minor, work on your C major to your C minor, D major to a D minor, and E major to an E minor. Remember, you could slow or speed up any of this by using the little button up here. All right, so when we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The reason why my fingers fall in the right places is because I've been doing these spider exercise we talked about, right? If I stop on the third finger on here, I can make a G, I can make a G minor, I can make a F with the 7th, I could put my finger down and make a C sus, right? Or a G sus 2. All right, so when you lay your finger, let's say at the 1st fret and do your do, 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 the natural chords that come out of just doing that would be an F major, a G, or a G7 or a B diminished like that, right? There's that backwards triangle thing we're talking about. Or you could just have the idea of taking your C and moving up a half, but you got a bar. C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. Only caveat to all these is in a whole step, half step, whole step, half step. There are no sharps and flats and C's, and you're using 3 open notes. You're using the open C, the open E, and the open A. So it feels kind of awkward, but when you scoot it up to a D, and you know that D has 2 sharps, what are they? F sharp and C sharp. I would say D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, so A, B, C, D. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And that pattern goes all the way up the fretboard. So where we are is we need to work on all these little different major scales before we can move to the minors. Beautiful, huh? Alrighty, buddy. Had a great time this week. Speed up and slow down this thing and try and draw out the circle of fifths. I will provide a link so you could have a visual representation. Have fun, be creative. Don't spend a lot of time on it because we're going to be making a lot of these. But I want you to get to know the way to draw it out and look at all the things, and I think something will click for us. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Shoot!